being a Christian and struggling does not mean you have less faith. You are not a believer. It means you're still human being. You can still go through pain and still make it. A Christian suffering is not the same as someone who is not a Christian suffering. It's not the same, because the suffering of a Christian has a goal. I'm going through this pain because even my faith, there are people who went through it. It is okay to ask people questions even if they will not answer you, because that is what you are feeling at that moment in time. People who go through mental illness, it's not about sin. It's not about something bad that they went. They are going through mental illness because it's an illness like a physical illness. When we go through hard times in our life, tough times in our life, it is good at that point not to keep quiet. Go and talk about what you are going through.
We are living in a world that's loud, fast, opinionated, and constantly redefining truth. But how do we stay grounded? How do we love God deeply while navigating real life? This is a space for honest conversations, real questions, faith, and real growth. Welcome to Truth, Tradition, and Testimony. I am Sharon Kalunge. It is a beautiful day that the Lord has granted us. On today's episode, we're going to answer the question, can a Christian really struggle and still trust the Lord? We are honored to be joined by a doctor on the podcast, and he's going to introduce himself and tell us more about what he does. Karibu sana daktari.
Asante sana. My name is Elijah Njuguna. I'm a counselling psychologist, mental health, and psychosocial support. So generally that's about things to do with therapy, counseling, group therapy, and other things that are affecting us in our own life, especially psychological issues. And in today's topic, I think it's very, very interesting, talking about our spirituality, Christianity, and can we still suffer though we are still Christians, although we are still faithful? Yeah, so I think that's a very interesting topic because this is affecting us, all of us, mentally and spiritually. So thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, and thank you for honoring our invite. Yes, so the first question, let us understand like the difference between the spiritual struggles and the mental health, because sometimes there are cases where people maybe overlook the cases and look at maybe spiritual, this person is struggling, maybe they are possessed and all that. Like people really confuse the two of them. Yeah.
I think that's a very important question, especially when we talk about the stigma surrounding mental health, mental illnesses, and sometimes there are cases you would hear that maybe someone is cursed, someone has been bewitched, and I think this connection between spirituality and mental health is very good to bring it to this awareness, especially at this time, which I think is very timely. So spiritual struggles are there and mental struggles are there. Are they different? Not really. They are not different. A human person is composed of both body, soul, mental, that is about the mind, spirituality, all those things. That is one person encompassing all these things. So spiritual struggles are there, mental struggles are there. Some of the spiritual struggles, sometimes when we go through different distressing moments, sometimes we doubt even the existence of God.
Yes.
So like even when I'm struggling like this, does God still exist? Those are some of the spiritual struggles. Sometimes you doubt, sometimes you have fear, and sometimes spiritual struggle include talk about sin, like when you commit a sin, there is all about the inner conscious that tells you that feeling guilty. Those are some of the spiritual struggles, and sometimes being exhausted, going weary because of maybe you're not even able to pray like you are used to, because maybe you are going through something. So I find it spiritual struggles and mental illness struggles, they go one on one, because they are affecting the same person, though they are affecting him in different capacities. You see, some of the mental struggles include stress, depression, anxiety. All those things are mental struggles, sometimes burnout.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just go home and you find yourself, you're so exhausted, you don't even know why you're exhausted. And then you remember, I went to church, I prayed, I thought I would go home and be refreshed.
Yeah.
And then you wonder, is it that because I did not pray well? No, this is a person who is struggling spiritually and mentally. So they are one and the same, though they affect us differently, either mentally and spiritually. Sometimes it's about traumas that we go through, mental traumas,
Yes.
maybe childhood traumas, things that we went through or somebody went through when they were young, and they also affected their own life. They affected their spirituality. So they are there and they also affect us. Sometimes it's about the thoughts that comes in our minds. Most of the time when we talk about spirituality, we say anidamide is the devil's workshops.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you are just there and you're not doing anything, sometimes there are obsessive thoughts that comes in our mind.
Yeah.
Such that now sometimes most of the time you feel like it's the evil thoughts are winning.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like the evil thoughts are winning, but we always say that what you feed most is what wins. So if you feed yourself with evil thoughts, that's what wins, because that's what you're having most in here. But now it's about you starve them so that they don't win.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's about mental issues and also spiritual struggles. So they are there. They are not very different, but they affect us differently. So when a Christian is there and sometimes you pray and still struggle,
Yeah.
you don't say that I have a weak faith or I did not pray well. Yes.
So yeah, that you've answered our next question, which was, can a Christian really struggle with depression, anxiety,
Okay.
and burnout? Yes. So like how can someone maybe deal with that now?
First of all, there is a lot of consolation from the scriptures about struggling mentally. Actually, Jesus himself struggled. There was at one time, Jesus wept. One of the most quoted verse, when you don't want to quote longer verses,
Yes.
Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Weeping is a sign of pain. Crying is a sign of pain. People like Elijah, sometimes he gave up. And
Elijah actually told God, I want to die.
I want to die.
Yeah.
So I want to die is like, I'm done with life. And these are the same struggles that we are going through today. Sometimes you are just alone, you feel like, does life still make sense when I'm still going through pain in my own life? While I'm still working, making all efforts, and still things are not working. Does life still make sense? Can I still be able to move on the next 24 hours? And we say sometimes the good word that comes from someone, support that comes from someone. When you wake up in the morning, say hi to someone. Maybe that is the only dose that that person wants. Like they feel like, even if I'm struggling, this is normal. It's not because I've done something wrong, but it is a nature of human being to struggle, to suffer, and still to overcome. Okay, so it's not a weakness. Being a Christian and struggling does not mean you have less faith. You are not a believer. It means you're still human being. You can still go through pain and still make it, because we have seen people making it even in the Bible. Elijah, Job. Actually, Job was in a very, very bad situation whereby he was everything was taken away, but he was later blessed more times than the struggles. So our perspective about struggles, especially as Christians, they are not meant to break us down. They are meant to make us more stronger. Even the life of David, you could hear even most of the psalm that he was writing was about, why have you forsaken me? Why am I trying so many things?
It's usually Psalms 22, the one that Jesus actually quoted on the cross.
Why have you forsaken me? Why am I trying to do everything good, but still I'm not winning? Okay, so We also need to ask Jesus, ask God, and I think He is our first therapist, our first counselor. That you talk with God, you talk with Jesus, like your own friend, like your own therapist. That in all these things, I still feel like I'm not yet where I'm supposed to be. I still feel like I've done a lot, but I'm not yet feeling like I'm making it. So questioning or asking about those questions is not about lack of faith. It's about expressing our inner struggles, which are real, and that which means we are human. And because we are human, we need support. That's why we are asking for support. Why am I going through this? And sometimes we may not get a straight answer, but an expression is good. When you express yourself, that is something very good. You express yourself, that thing now comes from your heart, and then you may not get a straight answer right
And
there.
it's okay.
And it is okay.
Yes.
It's okay to say what you're going through. It is okay to ask people questions, even if they will not answer you, because that is what you are feeling at that moment in time. Yeah.
There are misconceptions that Christians usually have about mental health. An example, you've mentioned it, but someone will be like, I'm suffering because I've done something, or maybe my ancestors did something, I'm paying for that. Yeah, so maybe what are some of those misconceptions?
Yes, there are those misconceptions, and there are many, and we cannot exhaust them. And most of it, at this point, maybe we'll discuss about faith and the struggles that we go through, especially about prayers. You can be sick and you're a faithful Christian, because issue about mental illness, they have different foundations. Sometimes it's genetics. Sometimes you went through trauma, maybe physical trauma or mental trauma. Sometimes it's about grief. You go through grief and then you're not able to overcome it, and then you get sick mentally. That does not mean you're not a Christian. That does not mean you're not a faithful Christian. You still go through it, but you're a faithful Christian. But sometimes we go back and feel like, I'm going through this pain, I'm going through this illness because I did not pray well. I did not pray better. Maybe I did not do charity. I did not do charity work.
Yeah.
Maybe I was not concerned about a struggling brother. Okay, so it makes me feel like I'm going through that because of something I did not do.
Yeah.
But being a Christian does not make you immune to mental illness, but it makes you stronger to go through it and also overcome it.
Yeah.
So a Christian suffering is not the same as someone who is not a Christian suffering. It's not the same, because the suffering of a Christian has a goal. I'm going through this pain because even my faith, there are people who went through it.
Yes.
I have example of people who went through painful moment, but they never gave up. We already talked about people like Job, but we also have people like saints who went through painful moments, martyrs who went through painful moment, but they never gave up.
Yeah.
The same case applies to mental illness. And I think in future, we are still working on it, that and praying that so many people don't get mental illness. So that's why we need to go for therapy and everything.
Yeah.
But people who go through mental illness, it's not about sin. It's not about something bad that they went. They are going through mental illness because it's an illness, like a physical illness.
Yeah.
Sometimes not only because you cannot see it. But imagine someone who has broken the leg, you can be able to see that person is struggling to walk. The same case applies to somebody going through mental illness. When the mental capacity is affected, that means the function of the mind is to think and make choices.
Yeah.
But you cannot be able to make choices well when your mind is not okay. Just
Yeah.
the same way you cannot be able to walk well when your
leg
is broken. Yes.
Okay. You've mentioned therapy, and when should someone now seek professional help?
When should someone seek professional help? Wow, that's a very big and good question. When should somebody seek professional help? First of all, like any other illness, anybody can be affected. So seeking help It's like the way you take diet every day,
Yeah.
the way you check on yourself, the way you wake up, you go take shower, you take good diet, okay? So seeking professional help or seeking therapy should be like any other checkup that we do, either medical checkup, either nutritional checkup, either sports or games, something that should be in our own routine, But most likely, or we should seek it more likely when we are going through hard moments in our life. Okay, we should go to therapy often, but when we go through hard times in our life, tough times in our life, it is good at that point not to keep quiet. Go and talk about what you are going through. You're going through grief. Someone has lost a loved one. It is time to go and seek therapy. You have lost a job. It is time to go seek therapy. Because at that time, you are not actually thinking straight. You are really struggling.
Yeah.
And these are struggles that make even people to make bad decisions. Like we have said, our mind helps us to make choices. But when our mind are affected, then we cannot be able to make perfect choices.
Yeah.
So at that moment, you are not really yourself as such. So you need somebody to walk with you through that life, because when we get losses, sometimes we feel it is the end of the world, and it is okay to feel that way. But at the same time, need someone to walk through it, be able to uncover it, process the feelings that we have, so that we can be able to have a normal life. But as I have said earlier, it should be often, even when things are okay. Need to go to therapy and say, when I count out of 10, I think I'm doing about 9,
Yeah.
and then encouragement is very important. Like, you're doing that, therapists will help you to make it even higher. When you go to counseling, you'll be assisted to make it even more better, okay? Because we are not going to seek therapy when we are only losing. We are going to seek therapy even when we are winning. Because even when we are at the top, we can still make mistakes. Yeah.
Okay, it's the same way that couples are usually encouraged to go for therapy when things are okay. Ama like when now there is premarital counseling before they even enter into marriage, they go. Yeah.
Yes. Even
Okay, so
yes, that's very good. Even when things are okay, you go for therapy, because you also need to discuss some few things, and you need also to hear the other perspective of the therapist and also you. And most of the time, it's not about the therapist; it's about you. When you go to therapy, therapist will talk to you for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
45 minutes is about you, asking yourself your own questions,
Yeah.
and feeling like, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Can I be able to figure it out? So it's just prompting you to help you figure it out. Because what happens is, you cannot change a person. Changes in the self. The power is within you. You want to do something, the power is within you. Even when you go to therapy, I will not expect you to come back again with the same problem, because the power is within you. You can be able even to work it out on your own. I'm only giving you a direction. I'm not giving you the answer, because you have to find it on your own, and that power is within you. So we go for therapy even when we are winning and even when we are losing, because that is very, very important. We need to also evaluate our own lives and feel like, I made some few objectives last month, and when I go back, can I check if I've been able to achieve some, okay? So that is very important even in therapy. Can I be able to figure out about my own life? What am I doing better? How can I be able to correct what I feel like is not the best? We say, you're not doing mistake, you are just correcting what went wrong. Because sometimes when we hit people hard, what is that you did wrong? It's not about what that you did wrong. It's about how can you correct and make it better, because you're still in the process of making better. I think nobody approaches something in the wrong way knowingly. You always trying to do something right, but along the way, something bad happens. Yes, so it's always good to seek therapy. Anyone who is struggling out there, seek therapy, talk to someone, open up. It's not very easy to get deep to know what is going through someone's heart unless someone get a safe space whereby no one is going to judge you. We'll walk with you. We'll have empathy. That gives you someone who is able to talk. So because sometimes when we share our own struggles with our friends, sometimes you wonder, you share this time, and even before before night, your stories are everywhere. So you need professional help because we are also guided by ethics. There are things I'm not supposed to talk when we talk with you in therapy. And there are things I will refer to you if I cannot be able to handle them as a therapist. So it's very important to come for therapy, and we should normalize it like it is something which is very common. And then we remove that fear, that anxiety that when I talk, somebody will be like, hey, you are weak, you are struggling. It's not. It is okay to struggle, and it is okay to be vulnerable. Yes.
Okay, so you've talked about someone might be scared. You know, there are people that probably say that therapy is scam. I will tell these therapists my things and they're going to tell other people. So maybe, like, what can you tell someone who has such concerns?
Those concerns are very good because you don't want to air your own secrets and then somebody will spill them another minute. That is a concern of safety. It's not a concern of maybe therapy is something bad. It's a concern of her own or their own safety. If I'm going to talk to you, what happened next? Will you see me stripping naked and then you make me feel guilt and shame? So when you go to therapy, is a safe space where nobody is being judged. I also go for therapy. I also go for therapy, and I feel I have a lot of benefits when I go for therapy. I feel even if I was struggling at this time, somebody is also working with me. So going for therapy should not scare someone. It's a very good thing, and even when you hear some things, you go home fulfilled. Say sometimes, for example, about group therapy. When people come together and they share their own things, what they are going through, you go home and you feel like, I thought I was struggling. Kumbe, I am not alone. I'm not alone in this. And I shared a story, and somebody else shared the same story, and I feel he did something or she did something, and he was able to overcome it. So they become your partner. You work together. You don't work together to spoil each other. You work together to uplift each other. Okay.
It's like a trauma bond.
Is that do you like to call it a trauma bond?
Because now you're coming together with people that you see tunapitia the same problems or something like that.
Yeah, you are going through the same problem. But the way I see my issue is not the same way that, like, you see your own issue. Take, for example, when you deny a child something, it becomes a big issue, and they even cry. It is very painful for them, and maybe it's something that they can something that can hurt a child. Okay, but an adult, that is something very simple. You see, we may look the same, but what hurts me most is something that you are not even struggling with. Feel like, why is he struggling with this? This is something very simple. Simple to you. And it's very difficult to another person. So when we go to therapy, we still feel encouraged by other people who are going through difficult moments, and you feel, I'm not walking it alone. We are working together with other people. And through sharing, you're able to say, when I was going through this, I did this and this. That does not mean I'm giving you a description of healing. You will do it your own way. But my way was this one. So we are still sharing. How can I be able to walk through this struggle without breaking? Yes, without breaking. So when you go to therapy, you're talking about going through pain without breaking. That is resilience. Going through pain without breaking. Resilience doesn't mean you don't go through pain. It means you can go through it without breaking, and you still overcome it. So in that case, that means there is no a stronger person in this world. There is no strong person. It's only because people go through different things differently. So when we go through issues in our own life, I feel it is good. We go through them, we get assistance, and then we are able to overcome them.
you've mentioned prayer. I would love to know like the relationship between prayer. We are Catholics, so sacraments
Okay.
and therapy.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the biggest we can call it strength that we have through therapy is prayer. Actually, when you go to the Alcoholic Anonymous therapy they go through, one of there are stages that they go through every day. One of the biggest stages, I'm going through something which is make me powerless. But there is someone else who is more power, has more power than me. So this is therapy through prayer, that I trust in God, even when I'm going through this, I
Yeah.
can be able to overcome it. So one of the biggest pillar of therapy is prayer. When we go through prayer, we take our burden to God. We tell them we are struggling through this. I feel I'm praying, but maybe something is not working. That is taking my burden. At that time, I'm talking to God like my own therapist, my own doctor.
Yeah.
What will I do at this situation? You see? So it's about prayer. And then there is strength in prayer. Even if I'm struggling, when I pray, I feel I'm not broken. I'm going through this with faith. I'm not going through this with fear. I'm going through this
Faith.
with faith. That even if I'm going through this season,
Yeah.
this is not a season that is coming to break me. It's a season that is going to maybe give me something to learn, maybe even teach me endurance, teach me tolerance to some things.
Yeah.
And when something else, when I have another season like that, I'll say, I won last time. Even this time, I'm going to win. So that is about the power of prayer and also the power of sacrament, especially the sacrament of reconciliation. When you struggle with sin and you go and you pour out through confession, your burden is released. And we say, when you share with someone, that burden becomes lighter. And then that guilt comes out. Like you don't feel like, you did something very bad. Because my view, and I think the view of many people about God, is a merciful God. It's not a punisher. So when you go through pain, you talk to God, and you're able to even forgive yourself, and also look back and correct the mistakes that you did, and the sins that maybe you have been struggling with. So through prayers, sacrament, receiving the Holy Communion, that is what gives us energy even when we are struggling in our daily lives. So there is a very, very big connection between prayer, sacraments, spiritual exercises, and one of the biggest spiritual exercises that I like to advocate most and I like most is about gratitude. Every time you give something, either in words or in action, you are not now in the receiving end, you are on the giving end. Now, a person who is on a giving end is a rich person. Even when you have given a very small thing, at that point, you are the one giving, so you are the one having. So you are coming from the one who is not having is now having and giving to another person. That is a very, very powerful thing. Like even if you're struggling, you are still assisting. And I think that is something that maybe we should try and put in our bucket list. Apart from what I've gained today, apart from what I've maybe earned today, which part have I assisted another person? Okay, and I think I don't know whether you have felt sometimes you have gone to work, you have gone home, you have not eaten anything, but you have done an action that makes you feel fulfilled in your heart. You have now gone beyond the physical needs to spiritual needs. It's not about I would say Christian life is not about waking up every day, eating, and then the same routine goes on. It's about living our faith daily. Suppose there is no food, does not mean you're not Christian anymore.
Yeah.
The struggles are there, okay?
Yeah.
But it's very also important to enrich ourselves in spiritual exercises, going for confession, receiving the Holy Communion, going to church. That's what gives us the strength to move on in our own life, even when we are struggling mentally. Yeah.
And even the giving part, it's not only like financial help. You can also like help someone, maybe help them, they are lost, you can help them find the directions, like being concerned with each other, because people might hear giving and think it's only financially, and then someone is like, I do not have the money, how am I going to help?
Yeah,
But it's
sure.
in many, even the kindness of smiling at another person,
At
maybe they are
another
going
person.
through something, and that maybe warms their heart.
Yes. Actually, do you know you can be with me when I'm struggling, and you're not saying anything to me, but you are there.
Yeah.
I can feel your presence. You're not even saying anything, but just being there, I'll not feel alone. I'll not be, maybe have bad thoughts. Maybe I won't maybe feel like, yeah, this time I think life is hard. I think I can commit suicide. When you are there, you're actually protecting me. You're not giving me any cash.
Yeah.
And actually at that moment, maybe I don't need money.
Yeah.
So like the way you are saying, I think that's a very powerful and important point. That's not about giving out money. It's even giving out our hearts to other people when they are going through difficult moments. So that even, say when you're going through difficult moments, so that it don't make you lose your faith and you doubt even your faith, and you even think that nobody is there to assist me. So being there is very important, even if you're not assisting someone financially.
Yeah.
Because actually talking about financial assistance, then that's limiting ourselves,
Yeah.
how much we can give. We all have abundance, words, presence, checking on someone. Last time you are not okay, how are you doing, brother? How are you doing, sister? That's even more powerful than anything else. Yeah, so I think that's very, very important.
And even personally, I'm not one, maybe someone is grieving. I don't know what to tell them because I'm very careful. You know, you can tell someone something and maybe it's a hurtful
You break
thing.
them even
Yes.
more.
So I actually prefer just being there. Maybe I'll help you clean the house. I'll just be there because I don't know what to tell you. And of course, I'm an empathetic person. I know maybe I might not understand what you're going through, but when I put myself in those shoes, I know it's something that literally I have no words. So I just be there and help you like doing things.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's very important. Actually, you said you don't know what you want to do or what to say, but later you said, "I'll be there and clean the house." That is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You be there to be there with that person who is struggling, clean the house, like you have said. We cannot all be therapists. We
Yeah.
don't know exactly what to say,
Yeah.
but being there with them, assisting
Cooking
them,
for them,
cooking
yeah.
for them. The child is coming from school, go and pick the child for that person.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to be assisted to maybe make even cooking. You be there and assist them in that. Like, what do you think that person need most at that time, and they don't have strength to do it? Do it for them.
Yeah.
Because that time you can see better than them. At that time they can't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, to even to assist them to eat. You don't want to eat ugali, then we can make chapati for you. You don't want to take porridge, then we can make tea for you. How they will be there, and you feel like these people were here. They stood by me. At that point, when you're struggling and people are there, sometimes you cannot even feel a lot of presence. But later on, when you are now okay, recovering, you say, I was struggling, some people were there, and now I can see better the things that they were doing to me. At that moment, I could not recognize. I did not even have appetite for food.
Yeah.
But people were there to assist me. Can you take something else, what you like most? Okay. So that is what makes people even actually feel better. That support is very, very important. Because at that point, that person is not weak physically, but they are struggling in their own heart. You can imagine support is like somebody who is falling, but you're holding their hands. Now you're helping them to stand again. But you cannot see they are struggling in their heart. So you be there and do things that will uplift their own hurts. Sometimes it's even offering your own talents.
Yeah.
Like, are you a good musician? This time I'll sing for you a very sweet song. And this person will feel uplifted again.
David and Saul.
You feel uplifted again. We cannot not offer everything the same way. You can offer the best way yourself. What can you do best for a person who is struggling? And what is within your own source. So there is no formula of assisting a person. We choose what we can offer the best at that moment. So what are you? Don't look at what you are lacking. Look at what you are having at that point and time.
There is also this other caliber of people. I'm saying this because firstborn daughters. We don't want to bother. We do not want to bother anyone. So maybe you're in a situation and then someone is like, "Can I come and help?" And then they're like, "No, I'm okay." But then you still insist to go, and then maybe later they're going to be like, "Thank you for showing up." Yeah.
Our birth order affects our own personality. This is a person who, in their own life, they are not used to receive. They are used to give.
Yeah.
So the moment you are like giving, you're like, oh, you're telling me I don't have, okay? So receiving for them is more of, are you telling me I'm weak? Okay.
And probably they don't have, but they're like, yeah.
Okay. So assisting them, it's very also important. And especially there is this time when it comes, especially you said about firstborn daughter, and sometimes it's even firstborn son.
Oh.
That if most of the time firstborn son or firstborn daughter doesn't make it in life, doesn't win in life, they rarely go back home. Because there is that stigma and mentality. You are our firstborn. You're supposed to show us the way, but you did not show us the way. So when they are coming home, they are guilty, and this is what, as the society and community, we give them negative feedback. They struggled and they were trying in their own way, but maybe something happened and they did not win. You don't win because you are firstborn. You don't become successful because you are firstborn. You become successful because of so many things. There is blessing, there is effort, there is how nature gave you gave you a way out. Differently. It's not about those maybe did better in school, made it in life. So there are so many things that make us maybe become successful, even good health. So I feel that concern that sometimes firstborn daughter, firstborn son, it's very difficult for them to receive, to get assistance, actually to seek assistance, because they are not used to. But the moment you become aware that I'm even resisting something positive, you say, oh, is it because I'm a firstborn? So I will try this time around, even if it's something small I receive from that my younger sister who is from school. She just drew a big picture, a nice picture of me. Then she gave to me, or somebody also assisting me with maybe financial assistance, and we'll be like, we don't have to feel bad because maybe you are firstborn and maybe you did not make it in life, or maybe because you are not used to receive. Receiving is not something bad. Is a point of gratitude and is a point of love and care. So it's not something bad. Okay. Yeah.
And by asking for help, you're not bothering people.
Yeah, actually asking for help generally has been defined like asking for help is a weakness. Asking for help is a strength. Because when I'm struggling, I would choose to keep quiet. But it will take me strength to stand out and shout. Sometimes I may not be able. I was in silence. This time around I tried to whisper, but I got another strength that I was able to shout. I'm coming from a silent moment to maybe whispering and even shouting. Like somebody telling you something very simple, hey, I'm not doing good, but I'll try to figure out. That person is opening a very big space in their heart. They are telling you, I'm really struggling, but I'm not very comfortable opening up very much to you.
Yeah.
Suppose you are there and you show interest in listening to that person. You said you are not okay. What does it feel to feel that way? Okay, you journey with that person, and we say they are not seeking answers, they are seeking for presence, assistance, to be there, and then they'll be able to even figure out their own way, their own life, and even encouragement. Maybe what you went through today, it doesn't mean it is a bad life, it just means maybe it was a bad day. All is not lost, being there with that person. Very, very important.
It's a bad day, not a bad life.
It's a bad day, not a bad life.
Awesome. What does the church teach about therapy and mental health?
The church advocate for health generally, and if I take you back a little bit, one of the most powerful thing about evangelization, especially in the time of missionaries, when they were coming to evangelize either in Africa or in other countries, there are three things that they were really advocating. One is about faith, that is building the church. Two is about education, building schools, and that is about hospitals. So when you talk about health and church, it's one of the biggest pillar in the medical field. I know you know many hospitals which are built by the church.
The Catholic Church. When we say the church, we are saying the Catholic Church. Yes,
yes, the capital C.
Yes.
So there are so many hospitals which are built in there by the Catholic Church. They are very famous, even here in Kenya and other places. And what does that mean? When you go to hospital, you get yourself physical health and also mental health. In those departments, you'll find there are counselors, there are therapists, there are also doctors who are there. Okay, so when you talk about the church and mental health, it's a very big supporter of human health, physical health, mental health, and spiritual health. Even in the recent times, we have heard about Pope Francis talking about us not being ashamed because of mental illness. You see, in the ancient time, when people were struggling mentally, they were either taken away, isolated from other people. But this time around, it's about accommodating other people who are struggling even mentally, because mental struggles are there, and only becoming aware of that, the church has come up with the hospitals, with forums whereby people can be assisted, refugee forums whereby people who are struggling with residence, social support, they are there.
Actually, before we started shooting, you told me about the charity you do, the refugees. Maybe you can tell us more about that.
Yeah, on the part of that, actually, we are the beneficiaries of the church mental health. Right now, I'm working with the humanitarian part of the Caritas through Missio. So through Caritas, we assist people who are struggling in Kenya, especially refugees.
Yes.
And they are very many, and they need support. Yes, the workers are few, and we still need more volunteers to come and assist. Okay, so when you talk about the church and mental illness, I think that's a very big support of recovery, giving them spaces, and also asking for donation and asking for prayers from us Christians. You may not be able to be there to assist them recover, give them therapy, but the moment you go to church and you offer something, there is a percentage that go to assistance to help people who are not able to who are struggling in different ways. And that's why you hear about, we talked about charity. It's part of charity. Going to people who do not have something. So this is part of that. And you know, initially about mental health was not yet well discovered like an illness, but right now it's a thing that we really need to support and assist other people who are going through mental issues, mental illness. So we are proud so much, the Catholic Church, for that big hand and big support.
Okay, one of the causes of like mental health right now in the world we are today is comparison. People have been talking about it, like there is so much pressure on social media. So let's talk about that.
From the ancient time, even from the scriptures, Comparison comes when I feel I'm more better than the other person, okay? And we know in our own being, we are created in the image and likeness of God. So any other person who is struggling because of comparing themselves with other people, especially in the life of social media and those things, sometimes we get a lot of anxiety when we see other people are winning and maybe we are losing. Most of the time I hear some things about gender, like women are struggling more, especially in the social media, posting, and you feel this person is better than I am. Then you struggle so much to maybe uplift yourself, and that brings a lot of anxiety. Every time you want to keep on checking. Whether they are likes, they are shares, they are reposts. You see, there is a lot of anxiety. Sometimes we spend a lot of time maybe comparing ourselves with other people, yet we are better the way we are. I cannot be like you, you cannot be like you, like me, you cannot be like the other person. Accepting yourself the way you are, whether you feel like you are struggling with something that making you feel ashamed, it's something that can give us a lot of anxiety. What even worst is when you hear people body shaming other people in the social media. You see, when you talk like that, shaming another person is actually shaming God himself, because we are created in the image and likeness of God. And that is supporting and promoting mental illness in the negative way. So you're making this person struggle. I thought the way I am born, I was supposed to be accepted, loved and cared for. But this time around I see somebody is insulting me or body shaming me because the way I am. I think that's something maybe we need to check on, comparing ourselves with other people and even body shaming other people. I think you have had cases where people have been tormented in the social media, and they even committed suicide.
Yeah.
Because you are commenting them, you are tormenting them through the post that you are posting, through the comments that you are sharing with them. And especially here we are in the space that we are living in, you know, people joke with a lot of things. And sometimes going ahead and joking with people's life, joking with their own body is something which can cause a lot of mental illnesses, and can cause somebody to even hurt themselves and even have bad thoughts about their own life. I believe it is okay to encourage other people even when they are struggling. Instead of lowering people's self-esteem, can you say something that will boost their own esteem? You can do better when you receive positive feedback. Negative feedback sometimes, the traditional way of telling people to do something positive negatively, it's not working anymore. But talk about somebody you are singing very well, I think you can do another song. What is that power you are putting in someone's heart? But when you talk like that, we have seen many artists they're not doing anything. You're breaking a person down, and that breaking down is what we are talking about, mental breakdown. So encouraging other people, what they are doing, encourage them, give them positive feedback. The biggest way to change is giving positive feedback. You came to the meeting late. Yes, but at least you came. It's not about you did not come. You came. Okay? This time loud, you did not contribute in our chama. But the other times you have been contributing. Let us see the bigger picture. He is failing somewhere, someone is failing somewhere, but he's also succeeding elsewhere so much. But when we choose to see the negative thing, they are there and we shall be able to see it. But when we see the positive things, we're able to give the positive feedback. You struggled today, you did not make it well today, but you still have chance and time to do it better another day. This is how we are helping people to overcome anxiety, believing in themselves again when they failed and they thought that they were alone. So if you have something to say to someone, choose to say something positive, because you may say a word and that person was just breathing the last breath, was waiting for somebody to say
The
something.
last nail
The
on
last
the
nail.
coffin.
Then you brought them up, and they struggle, and you don't know what will happen to them next.
If you're
Yes.
choosing to say something, say something positive.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. You've talked about gratitude. You've also talked about the looking at the, at least you came late, but at least you showed up.
You showed
So
up.
like looking at the positive side, what are some of the other like practical habits that someone can do to prevent the sadness and the depression?
Depression. Some of the practical ways maybe we can be able to work so that we don't go through a lot of pain in our own hearts and mental issues. There is a very famous line that says, depression, stress, and anything does not attack a moving object. So please do something. You feel like depression, stress is telling you to sleep. Wake up and take a walk. Boost your own energy. Wake up and take a walk. You see, it doesn't touch a moving object. Make sure you are doing something. Have a structure of your duties that you'll do every day. Sometimes you may not figure out what to do, but taking a walk is already a strength. You boost your own hormones. You go out, you get a nice sunshine. You go out, you play games. Okay?
You take a shower.
You take a shower. Shower has a whole therapeutic issue. Because when you're taking a shower, the reason why you come out and you feel refreshed is because shower is one of the way of soothing yourself. Soothing yourself, like you are taking shower, you're soothing yourself. When you're soothing yourself, that's why when you see a child is crying, and then the mother puts the baby here, soothes the child, she stops crying. So when you're soothing yourself, you are calming yourself down. Now anxiety is not there anymore. Because about anxiety, you don't know what will happen next. But when you soothe yourself, go work out. Maybe if you like to go for gym, go work out. You like to do something, go do that thing that you can at that time. You may not be able to figure out exactly, but there are simple things that you can do. Wake up, eat, okay? Appetite may not be there every now and then. And then, have you ever heard about something good coming from something bad?
Making lemonade out of lemons.
You can struggle and find your own capital. Like this is the beginning of a new life. When you are still struggling. One of the biggest example which is we see in life is, have you ever heard about maybe an artist, a musician who was struggling in a relationship? He was left, and then at that moment, instead of crying out and anything, he wrote exactly what he was feeling. Someone wrote something exactly what they were feeling, and then he shot the song, and then it had the biggest views, subscriptions. It went viral. Even when you are struggling, you can find strength even you can find your own talent. This is somebody who is struggling and then decides to draw a picture, and then it becomes a million winning picture. It is taken even to the museum. So even when you're struggling, let that feeling of defeat not win you. You can still do something, and then that thing can be the beginning of a new life. Yes, so that is changing the negative to positive, like you have said it. So even when you're struggling, we are going through different times. The temptation is to go for isolation and say nobody can understand me. Let me sleep. Let me maybe have negative approaches to life. Maybe even going to drugs. Like I want to calm down, but even we say when you are down. When you are in a hole, don't dig deeper. Try to fill it up. So when you sometimes you are struggling, you sometimes negative thoughts may come, but you don't have to go even to drugs because you are even making yourself struggle anymore. And some of the drugs they make people go psychotic. They cause psychosis. So just wake up. Don't be alone. Be with someone. Do anything simple, even if how simple you feel it is. It is very important. Then take account of what you are doing. Yesterday I did this. Today maybe I can do this. And one of the biggest quote from Mother Teresa is, even if you cannot be able to sweep the whole world, sweep your floor, your own compound. It is important. Okay.
Yeah.
Go plant a tree. It will be a memorial. There was a time I was struggling, but these days I'm blooming that like this tree that is growing this day. Okay, it's bearing fruit. It's also an analogy. You are not the same place where you were that time. You are in a different space and you are doing better. Okay, so there is no formula of this is what I will do. The formula is do what you can at that moment in time. Associate with good people. When you're struggling, don't inflict more pain when you're associating with bad people. You see, the company means a lot. They say your connection means a lot. So you're struggling, but you're still spoiling yourself with other people who are maybe not doing the right things in their own life. They are doing negative things, okay? So associate yourself with good people. Also go back to spiritual exercises. You're not working on this alone. There are other people who struggled and they won. Okay? Spiritual exercise, support system, family, which is very important. Going back to the family, calling your own friends, genuine friends. And if you say even before you go for therapy, your friend is your first therapist. Your friend is your first counselor. Is the person who understands you most. Even before you come to a level of opening up, there's someone who say, I don't know you like this. I think you can do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Maybe you can give us your final words on everything now generally. Yeah. What would you like to tell the people?
First of all, there are some of the careers that make someone become so fulfilled, and you don't have to do it professionally. They are even out here where we are. You may do it professionally or not professionally. When you have a career that is assisting another person, that is the best career in the world, and it is within every other person that is here that you can have it even without going to school, because you just need to open up your eyes, open up your heart, see a struggling person, and then you'll be able to assist them. Sometimes people may not open up about what they are going through, but our hearts are open enough to see what they are going through. So if you look clearly, it is within us. You can be able to assist people who are struggling. Sometimes it's something simple that you did, and then it changed their own life totally. Even coming in this space, being able to reach to people who cannot be able to access even mental assistance, going to these spaces, that is something which is very positive, and also congratulate you for having such forum like this.
Thank
because
you.
you're going to meet a million people who are watching this. And sometimes when a person is struggling, sometimes they may be able to go through their phone and say, let me see what this person is speaking. Let me go to this channel. Let me see what are they saying. And they say, this person is saying things that I cannot be able to say. They are just speaking about my own self. So you feel like you are not do anything. You are really doing the best. You're really doing the best. And sometimes words may not express. You may not have power to express what you are going through, but somebody else may express it for you. And that's why we are here today. And I think it's a very important forum. And we also pray that may God give you more and more so that you can be able to assist million and million of people who are going through stress, struggles in life, because this is the only chance that we have. You may not be able to do so many things, but this something is very powerful. And in this life whereby we all have our own devices everywhere, sometimes I may be able walking and I had a rough day, and I go back to this and say, oh, okay, so it was a bad day. It is not a bad life. So thank you so much, and I think this is very, very important and very powerful. And we also wish you all the best for being partners in this mental awareness forum and assisting and reaching other people everywhere, even the young people who are struggling, the old, all people are very, very kind, which is very, very important for making this awareness this time, in the right time.
Amen. Thank you so much. And now the final question we ask every guest. Why are you Catholic?
Why I am Catholic? First of all, I am Catholic because mine is coming from the family. It's coming from the family. I grew up in a Catholic family. My dad was a catechist. You know the catechist, the one who teaches faith, catechesis. So I used to find myself in church even when I was growing up. But I had when I grew up and when I'm 18, I have the chance and the intention to change, okay, if I want. But after reflecting about my own life, my own spirituality, I found that I'm in the best space where I feel nourished, doing spiritual exercises, and also knowing that even when I'm struggling, I have a lot of assistance, a lot of support. I can be able to reach out to priests for confession, can be able to reach them for spiritual guidance, which I need most. So being Catholic is something that has shaped my life in a big way. Both spiritually and also morally. There are things that every time I feel they need to be confronted. When I listen to homilies, I hear something, I feel this one I need to work on it. I feel
Ananiongelesha.
I should not feel so comfortable where I am. I should work on something more. So from the time I was born until the time I became conscious about my own faith, I chose to I was born there, I chose to remain there, and I'm still there. And I'm continuing to be a Catholic even right now.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming to our podcast. We are also going to pray for you. You're doing a great job, and may God keep strengthening you and giving you more wisdom and knowledge to be able to impact people out there. We're also going to leave your details at the description box, and anyone that feels that they need to reach out, they're going to reach out.
Okay.
Maybe are you on social media?
Yes, I'm on social media. On Facebook, I'm alias Njuguna. On TikTok, I run a space called PsychMate Space, whereby we share about events that we do, maybe events in the mental health field. That's all my channels right now. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you for watching. Our listeners on Spotify, we appreciate you listening. And remember, we are shooting at our studios. Reach out to us in case you need to shoot podcasts. Maybe you want to record music, shoot videos, and also like event coverage and photography. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.